telling our story. So to start that off, I'm going to invoke some joy oil to kind of keep myself in the frame of mind while I'm speaking about my truth. And so many of us need this story. We need to share our stories to know that we're not alone, to know that we can be there for each other. Smelling that joy oil with me. So I know my purpose is to talk about abuse. Abuse on all levels, because I have lived through all levels of abuse. And it has come to my attention this year especially that it is time to start speaking my truth and allowing others to hear it. And what that means is really talking about my story. My story comes from many years of sadness, of trauma, pain, neglect, and really internal depths of dying. Like my entire internal body was just deteriorating because I held so much pain in my soul and my body from all of the abuse. And what came to my attention today is that I already know I'm not alone, and there's so much coming out about the abuse in this world that it's so important to feel strong to talk about it, to feel okay when we're speaking about our story. So this is my first time really coming out and expressing my story. And so it's kind of taken me a moment here to express this, but so I have been on my own since I was 13 years old. And what that means is I had to put my abuser, my ex-stepfather, in jail when I was 13, obviously. He had sexually molested me, as well as taped me, and had done that for years and years, and known me since I was 2. He became my father, and in my life since the age of 2, and then married my mother and had 2 children with her. So I became the middle of 5 children. And my father had been murdered when I was only 1 year old, 5 days later. And he is still not, in my opinion, put to rest fully, because we don't know the story there. We don't know what happened. And so that I'm carrying a lot of trauma in my body still to this day with his loss, his death, right? And I'm carrying also a lot of the trauma of my own grandmother's on his side. My grandmother, she was full Japanese, and she was also taken in that same way. And it's even hard for me to say the words, because it's still, I know I'm healing deep whenever I'm talking about this. New layers, new chambers of growth come forward. But that's why this is so important for me to share joy all the time, to really focus and to project that focus for the world, because our minds are channels, right? And I used to carry so many channels of disgust, of unworthiness, of pain and sadness, and really never wanting to even be alive. I questioned, why was I even born so much? Because I felt like, life was just so terrible. There were all these beautiful things around. I knew that there was joy, but it wasn't for me, or that I couldn't reach it. I don't know how to find it. And then I was continuously being given the evidence that I deserved this sort of life, because I was being very poorly treated, I used to have my face smashed in the food. I used to be yelled at constantly. I used to get whipped. I used to, be forced to watch pornography. I used to have to leave my body so much and disconnect in order to be alive, that I didn't know how to truly enjoy life because I had carried so much pain for so long. And that led to the deterioration of my body, my organs, my teeth, my hair, my nails, basically turning into autoimmune disorders and almost taking my life a few times. And mental disorders came out through that, insomnia since forever, because why would I want to go to sleep when someone was trying to touch me in the middle of the night, right? Why would I want to even dream of anything positive when all I could have, all that was circulating was so much negativity? So I guess my purpose is really learning to speak about my story and express it in a way where people can understand that it is okay to be who you are. It is okay to carry all that past in a sense of it is your wisdom. It is not you. I don't have to be ashamed of my past. I don't have to carry the shame and the disgust and that illness within me that I felt for who I was just because those things happened to me. I didn't choose them. I didn't ask for them. I didn't make them happen. But of course, as a child, when you're growing up, you don't understand these things. You don't get what is going on. So this is why I'm wearing my Walk by Faith shirt also, because I believe faith in the future is really a big, big thing to start creating. Because if we don't create that faith in our future, we have nothing to hold on to while we're in that pain, when we're in those projections of that specific reality that we're living at the moment. And so our story matters, because if you don't know who I am and why I'm doing what I do, then what does it matter that I'm bringing to you? Why does my mindfulness movements matter? Why does, my tarot and oracle therapies matter? Why does my healthy eating matter? Why does, me motivating others matter? Because I know what it's like to feel completely empty and what it's like to truly wish for someone to come forward and be a guiding light. And so today I am starting off with sharing my story and just a really small blip in the best way possible that I can. And I have to take some deep breaths and really, just game up for this, because there's a lot of sad stuff going on right now. And I am being called to show up. Being called to show up and say it's okay to be you, and it will get better. Every day is a chance to do a little bit something to get better. And even if you wake up like I do sometimes in a mode of backwardsness feeling, you find tools that can help you anchor yourself into the now. And so there are things like breath work, frequency, oils, my joy oil, and things, like that you can find to anchor your freedom. Thank you so much for joining me at the Enchanted Wellness Sanctuary. I'm Anna to Abundance, and I'm here to help you find your way to abundance, no matter what has happened in your life or what's going on. You matter, and I'm sending you love and hugs. Take care. Thank you.